Pittsburgh Shrec Money here, man. And damn, can you believe it now? Okay, so right up the street, I went to the GA, right? Okay, because I had to I had to check on my food stamps because they discontinued my food stamps, so I didn't fill out a form. So I don't have food stamps. It's taking up 2 weeks to get my food stamps, so I don't have any food stamps. I'm starting work tomorrow, once again, fine, and because I had court the last day I was going to start work, and then I had the court hearing had to supersede the first day of training, but I did the onboarding process, signed all the paperwork, everything's good to go for the job. But while I'm at the GA office, I get there's a whole table set up there, and here's what they give people. They give people, this is all for free. They are giving away. Okay, so alcohol pads, Chinese chopsticks. There's a crack pipe in here. It's like the whole crack pack. It's exactly what it is. It's just like the exact whole crack pack. Let me just get it out here so I can show you guys. Well, you heard it hit the ground. Alright, so here's what we got. We got one chore boy. We got one crack pipe. We got this little rubber device here, which goes on the crack pipe like this, and then you burn the chore boy and put the chore boy in the pipe, and then boom, smoke a crack. And then you have a pusher right here. A pusher. Alcohol pads, because they want you to wipe down if you're passing the pipe. I mean, crack's not really a shareable drug, but sometimes it is. If you share crack, you want to break open the hand sanitizer wipe and wipe after passing the pipe. So yeah, and then what else they gave me was the directions on actually how to do all this shit. And here's all the directions. You know, it's right down to like what type of straw you should use. Glass is the best material you can use for a straw. It is sturdy and you can collect residue with Brillo or smoke it right out of the pipe. So, I mean, they're actually really telling you and giving you instructions on how to do your drugs. And I'm fucking mind blown here. So I mean, opportunities are here now for drug addicts. Right when you're applying for GA, you can pick all this shit up, and they give me a free Obama phone again. And this is like the 5th Obama phone I had. So I took the Obama phone and I traded it for $10 worth of heroin, so I could feel good. I think it's assisted, like fucking assisting you to kill yourself. So what is our world coming to? Because I'm so confused. Because in Pennsylvania, I was racially profiled. I had 4 years clean, 5 years clean and sober, and I was white in a black neighborhood. I was a manager at a call center, right? Ibex Global. I've been telling this story over and over again because this is one of many. It's going to be in the autobiography and the book. So the cop followed me out of there for 2 miles. Followed me. I did not break any laws. Didn't break any laws. I stopped at every light. Used my turn signal. So finally got to where my destination is. I parked my car legally. Parked my car. I got out of the car. The cops were stopped behind me. I got out of my car and I walked halfway across the road to the house I was going to. I was going to knock on the door, and the cop said I had to go back to my vehicle. I said, "Why do I have to go back to my vehicle?" And just to keep the situation like de-escalated, I followed instructions. I went back to my vehicle, but I was kind of upset because I didn't know why these two policemen were bothering me, because I did not do anything. So they proceeded to ask me questions, which I just refused to answer. Oh, hi, how are you doing? Hi, I'm making a movie. Yeah, Shrec Money. That's my video. My video, because I'm scared toward discrimination of like the criminal justice system, discriminating against felons and stuff like that. you know. So yeah, so what happened was the cop made me go back to go ahead go back to my car, made me go back to my car, and then before you know it, he's searching my car, and he searched my car 3 times. He searched my car 3 times, and finally he found a crack pipe, and so then he proceeded to check. He wanted to check inside my mouth, and I did have crack in my mouth, so I did. I went. Um, So I open my mouth up, and they see the crack in there, and I start to swallow it, and they start to choke me out. So they really did. Now I got 2 cops choking me, hands around my neck, and I can't breathe, and I'm I'm panicking at this point in time. So what happens is they had they arrest me. Okay, they tow my car for 1 crack pipe. Tow my car, take me to jail. I had 28 days left on state parole, so I had to sit in jail for 28 days. They took me to the hospital. I had to get X-rays. The X-rays came out negative. There was no crack in my stomach. $2,500 was the bill for the medical bill because I didn't have medical insurance. All right. So then I sat in jail for 28 days. When I got out of jail, I had got demoted from my job, so I was no longer a manager. They did hold my job though, and they still let me sell credit cards on the phone. So I quit smoking crack, and I just stayed clean again. And what happened was I had to pay for an attorney because I still had a court hearing. $500 for an attorney. They wouldn't. I couldn't get a public defender because I had a job. They said I made too much money to have a public defender, which I didn't have any extra money. I mean, I'd made just enough just to sustain and pay my bills and live the lifestyle that I was living, and no extra money was left over at all. So, um, man, it's so crazy, and it's just devastating, traumatized by all this every time I think about it. Um, So I went to court. I with the attorney, and I got 6 months probation. So now I got 6 months probation. Got my car towed. Got demoted from my job. 28 days in jail. Um, I had to pay for the impound. $500 for the attorney again, and what have you. And then also, so now I got so now 2 months goes by, and I'm clean. I'm going to work and everything. Everything's great. You know, I'm taking my hits, man, because you got to take your hits. Got to take your hits. Next thing I know, here, knock at the door. State parole. State parole comes back and says I owe them time because I pled guilty to a crime that I committed while I was on parole, even though I was already maxed out. They had to take me back to prison. They handcuffed me. They took me back to freaking prison for 1 crack pipe. That then I spent Thanksgiving, I spent Christmas, and I spent New Year's in jail. In jail, 8 weeks. When the 8 weeks went by, I got a green sheet from the parole board. It said there's no further penalty. I was getting kicked out of jail. So they kicked me out of jail. They wouldn't let me have my boots. They wouldn't let me have my state boots. They made me walk home in Bobos, the hospital shoes. And it was snowy in January. And let me tell you, the sidewalks weren't cleared. There's slush everywhere and snow, and it's freezing fucking cold. I walked home. I had to walk all the way home, catch the bus, whatever, from Western Penitentiary, which is the second oldest facility to house state inmates in Pennsylvania. The first one is Graterford, which that's in Philadelphia. So I spent that time there and I had no job now, and still I still came back up again after that. I made shit happen. I started working at Scott's Lawn Care. Got a job back at True Green. And I had bought a Mercedes Benz, and I still got back up on my feet. But by that time, I was just ready to just fucking explode because I had lost everything. We were getting ready to move into a brand new house, and that just all went out the window. So, but all that's going to be in my book, in my autobiography. So I'm glad you stayed and listened to me through this whole thing. I know it was a lot to get out at one time, and I'm a little messed up right now, but I'm gonna get straight. I start work tomorrow, and yeah, so just pray for me, guys.